Cross Souls was released in May 2015. This set introduced the Zephyra archetype, a series of pendulum monsters that incentivize also performing fusion, ritual, synchro, and Xyz summons within the strategy. Notable cards in this set include El Shaddoll Anoyatilis, Clearwing Synchro Dragon, Tellarknight Ptolemaeus, Galaxy Cyclone, and the first in line of a powerful new series of hand traps, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. In this series, both Nyhmnim and myself will be opening 24 booster packs or one box of a core Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster set. We will build a deck and play a best 2 out of 3, and the winner will receive a small prize to upgrade their deck. However, in each episode, we will open another box of the next set that was released, moving in chronological order, constantly upgrading our decks before dueling each other at the end of each episode. This is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression Series. You guys enjoy the last episode? I thought that one was an absolute blast. And yes, I know neither Gage or myself can clearly read because Shekanaga doesn't exactly work the way that we thought. But to be fair, a lot of you guys in the comments also said that you forgot that that's how Shek works. And Gage and I have both played Shaddoll before. So I think it's something that a lot of people overlook. And we don't really know if it would have mattered or not in the long run. So as a gesture of goodwill to Sir Nyhmnim, I decided that instead of using the wheel for my victory lap, I'm going to instead say that both of us are going to open 2 packs apiece of Astral Pack 6. That way we both get something and we can just move straight into Crossed Souls. So I already got the Astral Pack 6s up. Let's go ahead and see what we get in our first one. Ceasefire is actually kind of cool because this was like an Ultra previously, but I'm not sure how relevant this is going to be. Let's go ahead and add that to the collection though. That's not a bad card though. That's actually pretty decent. Let's open our second pack and see if it's any better. Well, I guess we got a second Ceasefire. That's, you know, if Gage ever decides to go for Shaddolls, I've got these in my back pocket now. But we have to go ahead and go into Cross Souls, so we're going to have Nyhmnim tell you all about it.
Feels bad to be back in the loser circle again, let me tell you, boys and girls. That was a fucking killer match last episode. But I'm feeling like I'm coming back with a vengeance here in Cross Souls today. Released May 15th, 2015, another set that I remember vividly. I'm pretty sure we get some bonkers cards in here. Some Performant Pals continue to join the fray here. Lizard Draw being an important one to pair with Guitar Turtle and Breakers of Shadows coming up. Something that scares me is Alex gets a couple more Edge Imp cards like Saw and Chain. Chain of which actually being really, really good. If it's sent from hand or field to graveyard, add a Fright Fur card from deck to hand. Could be the Fusion, could be anything. Tomahawk is also scary. Zephyr start to turn up too. You get Zephyr Thuban, Zevraxteon, Zevraxi, Zephranu, you know, all the basic ones there. Couple more Infernoid cards, and then a little peek at some hand traps we'd be getting in the future too. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit being a level 3 Psychic Tuner. This was one of the first Ghost Girls we actually got here. Everybody knows this card, man. Iconic hand trap back in the day. Secret rare from this set. Everybody wanted it. You get a lot of fusions in this set too. They start to show up. You get things like Leo, Sheep as some of the Fright Fur cards, and then you get Notorious as the El Shaddoll monster here. This one was supposed to combat that of Necros, but it really was not that good even against the Necros matchup. Clearwing Synchro and Chow Fang, both of these Synchro monsters saw enormous amounts of play. Chow Fang later on in the Virtual World decks here, we start to see it. Tellarknight Ptolemaeus, I don't think this card will ever come back to. Generic rank 4 that can attach as a Tellarknight card from your extra deck as face-up XYZ material during each player's end phase, and then once per chain during either player's turn, you can detach 3 to special summon a rank 5 on top of this thing here. Commonplace would be to use 3 to make Ptolemaeus and then XYZ into Volcasaurus, and then put those into Gaia Charger. Pretty broken combo there. Pretty good. As we said, along with the Zephyr monsters, the core Zephyr cards, you get Oracle of Zephyr in this set here, and you also get the Zephyr Divine Strike. Incredible cards for the Zephyr art. And then other than that, a couple notable things here and there, like lose 1 turn wasn't too bad. Feed and Griefing, perfect for a Burning Abyss, which speaking of which, the Burning Abyss, we get Barbar and Draheg. Barbar being one of the menaces where you can burn your opponent for 900, and sometimes it just makes game. Then to round it up, a couple more UA cards, which are pretty good, and you get Melody of the Awakening Dragon, incredible super rare, as well as Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon. I think that's about it. Cross Souls was a pretty good set, though. Looking back on it, Cross Souls is definitely one of the better ones. We're starting to kick up into some new age sets that really define the metagame as they start to get released. However, in a time where full power Necros existed, all the support in this set really just kind of fell short. But for us, at least, we don't get those size sets. We don't get to see those Necroses. So let's see what we can pull from Cross Souls today. So Alex and I made a pretty big oopsie, and we're both going to open the same amount of packs today. There's not going to be a winner wheel. We're both going to just open 2 packs of Astral Pack 6 because we made a huge mistake with Shekinaga negating a card like Microcell, which I set in the last episode. Shekinaga can only negate special summon monsters, so we're gonna open 2 Astral Pack 6s each and see if we can get anything together. Put us on a little bit of fair ground for this episode here. I'm looking forward to it. I already think I got a pretty good strategy in place. Pack number 1, Astral Pack 6. What am I gonna get? Oh my god. Holy shit, tour guide from the underworld, bro. What the fuck? That's awesome. Okay, add that to the online collection. I'll definitely take a core guide. That's like my 3rd Vanity's Fiend, which turns our King of the Sky. This is insane. Tour guide is nuts. That is a huge pull. Pretty sure it goes to... does it come back? Pretty sure it goes to 1 soon enough. Because of the fact that Burning Abyss was out, it doesn't come back to 3 for a while. But hey, I'll take a tour guide. Search Sangan any day of the week, bro. What's in my 2nd pack? Give me something good. Alright, Machina Fortress, Balmung, and a Ceasefire. We'll take it.
All right, so 24 packs of Crossed Souls. Definitely a lot of good cards that we could get out of this set. I'd really love to get some more Infernoids because I'd like to give that a spin this round if I could. It's obviously going to depend on that. We'll have to see. Let's go ahead and flip them up and see what we get. This is actually a little bit interesting. The one card I want to talk about here is actually Abyss Stingray. And the reason I like this is because I'm thinking once we get to Paleozoic, but I don't think that's until Invasion Vengeance, if my memory serves correctly. Getting these trap monsters could actually be pretty good because they're all very low rarity, and some of these trap monsters are actually nuts. Okay, so there's a Sujet. This is a common, so we should get a playset of this. I'd like to at least maybe get, I think, what is it, Deviati's in this set. There's also Pyrmias, but that card is just not that good at all, but Deviati would be pretty sick. Overall, not the best pack, but, you know, Sujet's here. Oh, wow. We got a Zefraxiton in the last pack, actually, and there is an ultra-rare Satellar Knight Zephyr-Thubin. I'm not sure how viable the Zephyros are. I think we'd have to get extraordinarily lucky. Their Searcher is a rare, but I don't even know if it comes in this set. That's a pretty cool one, though.
24 packs of... Where's it at? Where's that? Crossed Souls, baby. Let's see what we get from it. Hoping for a Ghost Ogre. Of course, that would pair pretty well with our E-Telly. Right. Pack number 1. Crossed Souls, baby. Flip them up. Fright for Sheep, a super rare right off the bat. I'm sure Alex wishes he had this, but it's in my hands now, I guess. Kind of curious. I think Alex might stick with the Shaddoll strategy this episode because of the new Fright for support, which means we could build aptly around it. Oh my god, another super rare back-to-back. Void Vanishment. All for those Infernoids, dude. I know Alex got Harmodic and everything, too. I think our Infernoid package kind of fell a little bit short, but maybe we can buff that out with some of the pulls in this episode. We'll see. Oh, wow, that's my 2nd Void Vanishment. And this is, like, the best Void card, too. Well, compared to, like, the Void trap card that summons them. But this one searches that trap card, which is pretty good. That's 2 Void Vanishment. I'll happily take that. That's actually pretty alright. Oh, a super heavy samurai battle ball, dude. Not much to say about it. Not gonna bother even, dude. I'm not playing super heavy samurai.
Another copy of Sujet. There's an Edge Imp Chain, which actually makes the Fright for Fluffle plan a little bit better. We still don't have Saber, so it's not that great. But Chain is a pretty decent card. Tomahawk's also, it's kind of okay. But this card, Powerful Rebirth, if this is what I think it is, I think this is actually just Monster Reborn. Target a level 4 lower monster in your graveyard, special summon it, increase its level by 1, and attack and defense by 100. When that monster is destroyed, destroy this card. I missed out on Oasis of Dragon Souls, and to be fair, while this can't res the larger monsters, it can get the smaller ones. I might actually play this. Wow, that's actually a really good card, but I'm not sure if it's that good in our particular meta. It's lose 1 turn. This was notoriously played in Cleafort decks of all things because it's a very annoying floodgate. Activate only if you control no special summon monsters. While a monster is face up on the field, negate its effects during the turn that the monster was special summoned. If an effect monster is special summoned in attack position, change it to defense position. This is actually a pretty strong ultra rare, but I have to play a specific deck to be able to cater to this. Ooh, now this is actually one of the more interesting Fluffle related cards in Fright for Sheep. The reason I say that is because Sheep requires Edge Imp Chain, which I have access to thanks to this set and thanks to it being a common, and any Fluffle monster, and Sheep's effect is actually kind of good. If it battles, your opponent can activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step, and if this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or if this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to the grave, you can special summon it, and if you do, it gains 800 attack, and you can only use that effect once per turn. So if this gets killed, it comes back, it's 2800. That's actually like pretty good, and that's just annoying for Gage to have to deal with.
I think that's my second 004, which is good. I'm looking for 3 of that because it's a pretty good machine dupe target if we decide to play those despots. I know we got a pretty good package altogether, though. We do have 3 machine dupe. Pretty big. Is that even supposed to happen? I've never seen the simulator give me doubles of commons before. That's funny. But, hey, 2 Zephyr Core in the same pack, sure. Coming up with the last few packs here, last 4, it looks like. Can I get anything bonkers than the close here? This opening's been pretty disappointing. I got what I wanted from the baseline minimum was, like, the Despot 04s. But, yeah, the rest of this is just, it's not looking pretty, dude. Oh, that's my 3rd Void. What the heck, dude? Maybe I can play Infernoids, man. Maybe there's something there. All right, into the last pack. Can I get anything good? Blow. No, nothing good. I don't know if I can complain, though. That's triple Void Vanishment, which is extremely interesting. 3 of the same super rare. That seems very lucky. We also got the 3 Despot 004s, which is one thing that I really wanted. Wow, we barely got those 3, too. That's crazy. Right. Let's see what we can do with this. Add it to the collection. See what we're building today.
I don't know if I'm going to go with the Fluffle Shaddoll plan again, but that's another card that I would actually consider playing in the extra deck because it is actually very doable. Wow, that's actually a 6 super rare, and Gage would actually love to get his hands on this because he has a Chaos Emperor Dragon. That's Melody of the Awakening Dragon. This is typically, you know, for your Blue Eyes decks or your Chaos Dragon decks, and, you know, I don't really got that going on for me, but for Gage, that's actually a pretty good card. Also, Suture Rebirth. I think this is just Monster Reborn, but for Fluffle cards, target a Fluffle or Frightfur, special summon it, effects are negated. Sounds good to me. So we've only got a few packs left. Honestly, it could have been better. I think we got the bare minimum we were looking for out of this set, so I'm not too disappointed, but we didn't get anything like crazy, so that's a little bit unfortunate. We got 3 packs left, though, so let's go ahead and flip them up. Nothing in that one. I think we already have the playset of Sujet and the playset of Stingray. Let's go ahead and move on to our second to last pack here. Nothing great in that pack. That one's actually almost like a complete dud. And so let's go into our last one and hope for the best. Can we get that last pack luck? Doesn't look like it. Well, it is how it is. No Infernoids other than Sujet, which is kind of unfortunate. I think we got a few copies of the Statue of Anguish pattern as well. Got the Powerful Rebirth. I mean, that is technically my first, like, Monster Reborn that's generic. I mean, it's not, like, amazing, but it works. But let's go ahead and load up Dueling Book and see what we can come up with for today's duel.
I know what you're thinking. Yep. It's finally happening. The Hazy Flames are coming into the mix today. For the next few episodes of Progression Series, I already think I have a few things planned. But this was the one episode where I was like, I really don't have an idea of what I want to play today. So I set a goal out to Farfish Chat. They wanted me to play Hazy Flames since the archetype was released. I was not sold on it. I never thought this deck was good. But then actually I was approached with a list by Mr. Payne. He sent me the Volcanic engine along with it, which we actually surprisingly had an entire set. Triple Scattershot, Triple Shell, Triple Blaze Accelerate Reload was not a bad package to have, and I figured if there was any time to give Hazy Flames a shot, even for the memes, this would be the only episode. So with the help of Farfa and a couple buddies, we did throw together this list, and I'm actually pretty pleased with it, honestly. I think cards like Blaze Accelerate Reload and the Volcanic Scattershot, which is a Raigeki on our opponent's turn, pair it with a card like Painful Choice, it's absolutely bonkers. Also, not to mention that Pot of Avarice, I'm pretty sure Pot of Avarice is still banned at this time, but we get to play it, so we have a way to actually shuffle back the Scattershot engine and use it again. On top of that, the Hazys, I'll say, they're not that terrible. Against a deck that maybe wants to stop special summon monsters, you know, like Shekinaga should be, this is a deck that just primarily normal summons. All the big boys that matter cannot be targeted by card effects, which is really, really powerful to stop certain back row and everything. Alex has to have the blowouts like Torrential or something to be able to out the monsters, and some of them have pretty powerful effects, like when this card's destroyed and sent to the graveyard for Cerberus, you can actually just search any Hazy card from your deck to your hand. The Hazys are all level 6, which is pretty good because we compare them with Stormforth, which makes for some really good spot removal, but mainly if we want to be summoning these guys, unless we open Cerberus, we're going to need Hazy Pillar to see them. Of course, the best one is Periton, I think, here, sending any fire monster from our hand to the graveyard and tributing it to summon 2 Hazys from the deck. Got a couple of rank 6s that aren't too bad to go into. Fairy Knight Inganar isn't too bad. Gaia Dragon and Gauntlet Launcher are pretty good for 6s. We also have 2 of the Utopia Beyond to sink things, which this card I think is actually pretty underrated. It actually can out some really problematic things that maybe I couldn't before. Some of the extra deck is just plugged in with random stuff because the only things we're going to be making is either a 1 with our shells or we're going to be making a 6 with any of the Hazy Flame monsters. Blaster Burners just to apply a little bit more pressure once we get Blaster on board. A 28 that just keeps coming back, and also it just being a fire that we can pitch any of our other Hazys in hand to pop anything on the field doesn't seem too bad either. Side deck's loaded up with a whole bunch of hate. We decided that I don't think there's any way Alex doesn't stick to the Shadal strategy, so we decided to put in things like non-fusion area, shadow imprisoning meal, and royal command, all things that completely just shut down Alex's strategy. Non-fusion area being like the weakest of the link, because if Alex opens a painful choice or a way to dump a dragon, he can get rid of non-fusion. But shadow imprisoning and a royal command, these things just absolutely screw him over. A couple other things to mix with it though, we do have our double soul exchange, the 1 DD crow that we have to maybe get rid of fusion, dust shoot vanities, just a couple other cards that are generically good. Some of the synchros, they don't matter. Like I said, half of the extra deck is just, it doesn't matter. The only things we have to worry about is like Basilisk, we have to worry about any of the rank 6s, and then maybe the 1s at time. Altogether though, the testing, this list did not do terrible. I actually think it's pretty okay. The only reason I considered it is the fact that we had this volcanic engine, and I think this volcanic engine, it's pretty neat. The fact that we pulled the 3 reload and we also have the entire engine to be worked with. We didn't get shorted on the scatter shot, which if we didn't have all 3 scatter shot, it just wouldn't even be plausible. So I figure anytime to try it, it's now. Let's hop into the match. Let's see if we can make the dream come true.
I think that the last thing Gage is expecting going into today's duel is for me to be playing the exact deck he played last time. Now, obviously, it's not going to be exactly the same because we have different card pools, but one big difference, and this is a huge difference, is that I have not one, but 2 copies of Batteryman Industrial Strength. This card is actually insane. This is like the BLS of Batteryman. You banish 2 Batterymen to summon it, and once per turn, you can remove from play a Thunder type to destroy a monster and spell or trap card on the field. That is just nuts. Like in our format, that is so good. 2600 attack. It's just a bomb I can drop at the end at any point. So if he wastes all of his cards, this can come down at the end just to be a finisher. I think this is a reason enough to try this deck out. But we do have some problems, so let's go ahead and do the card by card. So we have 3 9-volt. You guys saw this in the last episode. This is like the heart and soul of the deck. Just gets us our searches and actually goes up to 2000 attack, which is pretty good as well. We also have 3 AAA. That's not an issue, so this will help us facilitate some rank 4 plays. We only have 1 Batteryman Charger. I don't know how this is possible. This is a common, I'm almost certain, and so the fact that we only got 1 of it, explain that. I don't get it. But this card is very important because it can get very large. It also just summons Batterymen from the deck, can give us easy access to Fuel Cell. Fuel Cell is good at bouncing stuff back. And also, once we get in the graveyard, we can just start reviving it back with stuff. So that's not really too difficult either. 2 Industrial Strength. Like I said, this is a very, very strong card in this deck. And while our Thunder count may be low, I think it's worth trying out anyway because I think this card is good enough just to give it a shot. 3 Micro Cells, pretty nice as well because it gets us to our 9-volt. And then we have 2 Goblinberg instead of Kage to Kage. I don't know how Gage got so many Kage to Kages because that card's a rare. I didn't get a single one, but there's a very, very, very big problem with Goblinberg in this deck, and that is the fact that it will make 9-volt and it will also make AAA miss timing. This card says when this card's normal summon, you can special summon a level 4 lower monster from your hand. Also, after that, change this card to defense position. If anyone has ever seen this card interact with Armageddon Knight, anytime you have a card that has a when and you can effect, that means it has to be the last thing happening in order for it to trigger if it wants to be able to resolve properly. But the last thing to happen is actually Goblinberg switching to defense, which means that this and this both miss timing because they're when effects. When effects aren't really that common in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore. And so Kage to Kage would be way better than this, but the trade-off here is that I can at least use this and like a AAA. Let's say I don't have a AAA engrave, then I don't really care about going Goblinberg into this because it's going to be okay. We do get to bust out the Honest. We haven't played this card in a while. This is a light-oriented deck, and so this is basically a free removal card because he's going to have 0 way to interact with this, and it'll be fun to bring back those magic words if it comes up. This is another one. I think these are rares, though, so I'm a little bit more forgiving on this. I only have 1 Mahunder and 0 Pawhunder, and that is just so unfortunate because I could just play those over these stupid Goblinbergs, but I don't have them, so I have to stick with this, which kind of sucks. We do have 2 Photon Thrasher to make up for it. It's nice because it's light, so I like that a lot, and it's an okay card. It's actually 2100 as long as I don't have another monster so it can actually attack, so it's a decent body. It's a level 4 to be able to exceed, and that's really all that matters. We also have the Max C rounding out the monster lineup. For the spells, 3 Battery Charger. This is Monster Reborn for Batterymen, but you pay 500 life points. If we can just keep recurring 9-volt, we should win the game. game. One Book of Moon, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Instant Fusion is back. I'm playing the Carbonala Warrior, and the reason for this being my target specifically is that both Goblinberg and Photon Thrasher are warriors, so if I ever find myself with this and Instant Fusion in hand, I can actually make Blade Armor Ninja because it is 2 level 4 warriors, and that is a lot of damage very quickly. Pot of Greed, Raigeki, 1 Recycling Batteries just to be able to refuel a little bit, 1 Snatch Steal wrapping up the spells, and then for the traps, Compulse, Fiendish Chain, Imperial Order, 2 copies of Limit Reverse. Gage gave me this idea. This is pretty cool because we can actually bring back 9 Volt. We can bring back a couple things actually, but 9 Volt's primarily what we're going for, and we are playing the Powerful Rebirth as well. This is cool because it can get a lot more cards than just specifically something with 1,000 or less attack, and so I figure I'd rather play this over a 3rd Limit Reverse. Torrential, Trap Dust Shoot, and the Lone Vanity's Emptiness wrapping up our 40 card deck. Vanity's Emptiness is now limited courtesy of the April 2015 ban list, and we've seen a lot of Vanity's Emptiness in the progression series, so now that it's at 1, you're going to be seeing it a lot less frequently, but it may just turn into one of those other 1-ofs that just kind of sticks in the deck for a while, and when it comes up, it might just win the game by itself. Still definitely worth playing though. For the extra deck, the Carbonala Warrior, I'm also playing the Panzer Dragon in case I want to turn Instant Fusion into a way to possibly just out something. It also could come up where I have like Charger and Instant Fusion, so I can actually overlay into Shark Fortress for a lot of damage, so that's pretty cool. For the actual Xyz monsters though, Blade Armor Ninja for damage, Karen Gorgon for retargeting, and just because he's big, he's 2450. 1 Chronomaly Crystal Chrononaut. If Gage is playing any sort of level manipulating stuff to stop this deck, I figure having this here as a way to be able to still play the game is okay. Levier's in here for the same reason, and since I actually do banish some of these cards, especially if I go for Industrial Strength, being able to go Levier and then resurrect like a 9 Volt seems pretty good to me. I did actually pull a copy of Omega, and I didn't even realize that I did, so that's pretty sick because this is one of the best payoffs for playing this deck. It does specifically require 2 level 4 light monsters, but honestly, I think that's well worth it because not being able to be affected by spells and traps in our format specifically is crazy, and when it can go toe-to-toe with a Monarch, it's going to get out of hand. You guys saw in the last episode just how much I struggled to deal with this, and my spell and trap pool is arguably way better than Gage's, so we'll have to see. We also do have Gaga Cowboy to close out games, Ragna Zero to deal with stuff that has a different attack. We have 104 Masquerade. This does require 3 level 4s, but this is a 2700 attack monster that can actually negate effects and deal damage, and also just send the top card of Gage's deck to the graveyard randomly. But having that sort of effect negation is actually pretty good, and it's not hard for us to get 3 level 4s out. We are playing the Illuminite. I'm probably never going to summon this, but it allows us to draw cards, which is kind of cool. Shark Drake is, not the best card, but, it may come up, so I figured I'd throw it in here. Papal Operative is a very strong card. We've actually seen a lot of this in Progression Series, and I'm really happy that we pulled it. Queen Dragon Jin is generic, which is the only reason I'm playing it. I don't think the effect will ever come up unless Gage is playing something weird. And then the Shark Fortress wrapping up the extra deck. And then for the side deck, 2 DD Crow. DD Crow's been actually just pretty clutch for most of the Progression Series, so I figure it's a safe pick. If Gage decides to play this deck again, I am side decking 3 copies of Flying Sea. So this is a card that if he goes and starts trying to attempt to do his rank 4 plays, I can just drop this down and he's not going to be doing any of that. So this is in the side for that reason. I do also have a small Monarch package in here. So Zaborg is actually Thunder, and so maybe that comes up, maybe it doesn't. I guess for maybe Industrial Strength because you do have to banish specifically a Thunder, but also 2 Mobius for back row removal. I wanted to play Stormforth as a piece of removal, but because I only have, 2 tribute monsters being Charger as well as Fuel Cell, I figured that's not that great. So if I did want to pivot that way, I'd have to side in some more tribute monsters, so I figured the Monarchs aren't bad. Brain Control is also in here as like a 3rd Stormforth, but Brain Control is cool because we can like attack with the monster and stuff too, and actually get a lot more done with it. 2 Twister for any weird back row stuff he's on, and 2 Mischief of the Gnomes. So Gage was trying to play Stygian Dirge against the Batlin Boxers. The problem with Stygian Dirge is that I believe it's a reciprocal effect, and we can actually check that right now if I know how to actually spell the card. Reduce the levels of all monsters your opponent controls by 1. Oh, Well, maybe I should just play Stygian Dirge then. I just like this because Mischief of the Gnomes, you just fire it and then they can't really interact with it, where Gage does play like Twister and Trap Stun, and I don't really like that. I don't know if he's still playing it, obviously, since he's playing this new Batteryman list, but to be fair, I think having this, because you can use it twice in a turn, and typically that should be enough that I can solidify a grip on the game state where it's not going to matter. I don't know, maybe I'll regret it, but I also love Mischief of the Gnomes. This card's so fun, and he'll never expect this one coming. But guys, I cannot wait to see Gage's face when he sees that we are playing his deck from the last episode. I'm not sure if it's going to be a mirror match. It very well could be. We'll just have to see. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time to duel. Gage our crossed souls cross once. Oh no, that was bad. That was so bad.
That was. Were you gonna really try to finish that one? I was gonna say don't cross me,
I said it
bub.
backward. I was gonna say our souls cross once again, but then I wanted to say the set name and then just completely butchered it.
See,
so
if you let me open this one, this one, I'd say
Go
don't
ahead.
cross me, bud. I'm stealing your soul today. It's gonna be too easy, bro. Too easy.
That's a lot better. That's a lot better. We're all about stealing souls in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's what this game was built on. But I'm excited. Cross Souls is definitely a much better set than Secrets of Eternity, although to be fair, that was one of the best episodes ever, so can't really complain. And hopefully we have another episode like that, and hopefully we both learn how to read at some point as well.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, it's hard, dude. Hooked on Phonics didn't do me well, man. I got a long way to learn.
It's so funny, though, because I was saying how you and I both played Shadal, and we both forgot that's how Shek works.
Yeah, it's funny, dude. When you don't see cards for a very long time, you just kind of think you remember what they do. And it's made...
Even in the comments, everyone was like, I'm a Shadal player, and I forgot Shek worked out.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, Shek, it negates monster effects, right? Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Whatever. It makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I didn't think specifically special summon monster effects. Yeah.
No, you just shortcut these things, and I guess you miss a little tiny word like special summon, and everyone loses their minds. But
Everyone
it's okay.
does.
It's okay.
But it's okay, man. It was still a great match. That last.
It was.
I hope this one stacks up pretty well too. I think it might.
Nail biter, absolute nail biter. But I'm ready if you are, buddy. I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out.
Let's game.
All right, so. Let's shout out our patron. It is Nekagal number 1. Thank you so much for the support.
Nekagal
it's
number 1.
That was our team name at YCS Vegas back in 2020.
Yeah, we were Nekogals what 3 through 5 because 1 and 2 already existed.
Correct, and it was pretty entertaining too. Okay, good luck, buddy. And boy, I cannot wait to edit this when I see your face when I start like this. I am going to start by normal summoning Batteryman 9 volt.
What the fuck, bro? No, you did not cut my style, dude. Get out. Oh,
well, since you couldn't win with the deck, I figure I have to do it justice, and I'll help people out a little bit here, and we'll show what the deck can really do when it's in the hands of someone who doesn't know how to read cards correctly. Anyway, all right, I guess we'll just go and take it easy for now. We'll grab a microcell off of the 9 volt.
Sure, understandable.
Nothing too crazy. I'll just set one and pass. Go ahead.
That 9 volt is going to destroy itself here.
It's true.
And I will draw
and it is gone.
for turn. I will go stand by.
And I will dust shoot your hand.
You're going to get a peek at what I'm playing here today. Alex.
Okay.
You might be
no
sweating
surprises.
a little bit, dude. Things are heating up here. Take a look.
Shut up. You are not playing this.
I'm playing the Hazies today, bro.
Oh, my
Get a look at that
God.
card on the far left there. You want to read that card there? It starts with a B.
I know Blaze Accelerator Reload. I know it very well. The scary part is I don't know what you're doing with it. I guess you could have. I think I have 3 Scatter Shot, if I recall. So, like, maybe you do too. And, having Regeki isn't terrible, I guess. Now I really have to read cards. God damn it.
I'll give you a minute to look over them, dude. I'm sure you've never seen a Hazy Flame monster in your life.
It's actually not true because we both know Yugi Mation, so we've seen plenty of these in our life
We've definitely
before.
seen the big chicken at least once or twice.
Nice little burner in your hand too, which is actually
nice little baby dragon there.
Yeah, it's a nice little card to have in the combination with the rest of the cards in your hand here. The burner's a little bit scary because then that gets your blaster in rotation, but Cerberus is like the only card that actually does anything in your hand presently. The problem is I can't keep you off a monster this turn because you can either have the Cerberus or you can have the burner. And I don't know which one I'm afraid of more, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think you having Blaster in rotation's probably worse, but then you also get to just search any Hazy card with the Hazy Flames, but I don't even know if that's good. Get rid of the Burner.
All right.
You can keep your other stuff.
That's fine. Burner will get shuffled back in, not a problem. And then you already know it. I'm going to normal summon that Cerberus, and it's going to be 1,000. So we'll try to mark it with that here. I'll just sink in a quick 1K.
Sure.
Main 2, I'll set a card. It could literally be anything, which is crazy. And then it's your turn.
I can't believe you're finally playing this. This is like
I had to,
so funny.
I had to. They're not terrible, you know? They're not actually that bad. And the fact that you searched the fact that you searched Microcell last turn, I'm feeling kind of good. It means you either have like another 9-volt in hand, but I'm curious if nice play, bro. Nice play, bro. Yeah, it's easy. All right. Set 2, pass. I'll draw.
Yep, go ahead.
Standby, main.
So I know you have Hydra, Manticore. You kept one of the traps in hand. I'm presuming you set the bottomless because, like, Accelerator just literally does nothing for you right now. Both Manticore and Hydra can't be targeted. Is that how it works?
Yeah, they cannot be targeted.
Yeah, you're fine. You can go.
Main phase 1. Okay, I don't know what your back row is. I don't know what you're playing now. Well, I know you're playing Batteryman, but I don't know what that back row is, which is kind of scary. Okay, I know your face down's Microcell. It's got to be Microcell, so if I attack it, you get the plus, and you get the monster summon, which is pretty big.
How's it feel for the shoe to be on the other foot,
right, man? It doesn't feel incredible, bro, now that I know exactly what you're playing. All right, Vanity's Emptiness is at 1 now, which is cool with the ban list.
Yeah, that's, I think, one of the biggest, if not the biggest change from the ban list is that Emptiness is at 1, and that matters a lot.
All right, well, let's see. I'm going to tribute the Cerberus, and I'm going to summon Hazy Paraton.
Ooh, that was the top deck. Okay. So this one, you can send a fire monster from your hand to the graveyard and tribute this card. Special summon 2 Hazy Flames from your deck. Oh, that's kind of scary.
It's all right.
Yeah, you got it. Go for it.
I'm going to Paraton.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
going to pitch this Hydra, and I'm going to sack the Paraton.
Okay.
Is that going to resolve?
Okay. Yep, you're good.
Let's go, baby. I'm going to summon Sphinx, and I'm going to throw out... Okay, I'm thinking I'm going to pull out that, and I'm going to pull out another Cerberus.
Okay, sure.
All right, I'm going to
You're a gambling man with that Sphinx.
I am,
you with your reasoning luck, your snipe hunter luck, you're going to gamble on this
I know,
too?
dude. I'm feeling lucky. We're going to go with the Activate Sphinx. I'm going to declare... monster. Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right, let's go, baby. No gamble, no future. Let's go! That's
wow.
Okay. So I get to special summon 1 from the graveyard. I'm going to pick back up the Hydra, okay?
Right. Now, I'm happy to see that because that means the scatter shot's out of your deck, so I can't get Raigeki'd by that Accelerator later, I don't think.
All right, well, I guess since I got some board presence here, let's go battle.
Sure.
I'm going to poke over your Microcell.
Okay, so it's going to go to grave. I do get to get the search first and then the draw.
Yep.
So with that, I suppose we will grab a good old 9-volt.
Yep.
We'll throw him in defense because I would prefer to not have that take any damage. And then new chain, I can 9-volt and draw, correct?
You sure can.
Okay, cool. So we will 9-volt or probably a AAA, and then we will draw off of the effect.
I will go Hydra into your 9-volt.
That's fine.
And then I'll go 2 Cataract.
Bigger boy.
He's big. Main phase 2. Weird thing is, I don't think I'm really worried about you. Kind of sucks that my scatter shot went to graveyard, but I don't think I'm really worried about you doing too much. You know what? I'm feeling pretty good with a whole board of non-targetable guys. I'll just pass it over to you, dude. Go ahead.
I mean, I think that makes sense, right? You know, if I was struggling before, I mean, we're not struggling now.
Yeah, that's pretty
but
all right. Go ahead and draw 2.
It's not that.
Did you make it easy? Did you draw like Raigeki?
You know, Gage, your monsters may not be able to be targeted, but they can be destroyed.
Oh, yeah, it's just that easy. I figured. All right, they'll all go to grave. I'll get Cerberus, okay?
Yeah, Cerberus is fine.
All right, off of Cerberus, I'm going to pick up Hazy Pillar. You're good to continue.
Now, I'm going to normal summon a AA.
Yes.
I'm going to use the effect to special summon a AAA. Sorry,
Yeah,
this is not AA.
that's
AA
okay,
is a bad
AA
card.
is
That is a
terrible,
terrible
yes.
card. Yeah, that card sucks. We will overlay here. Engage.
Yeah.
I did get the Omega.
You do?
Yep.
That's insane, bro. Yep.
Yeah. We'll hit for 24 here.
Yep, 24 is okay.
I didn't realize I had this till I looked in my rank 4 pool because I had to figure out like how many good rank 4s I had, and when I saw this, I was like, "Oh shit, this is insane!"
Card's
actually,
definitely
and because
pretty okay.
in our format, like I remember, I struggled to get over this so badly, and so you might have that same issue. We'll have to see. I will go to main 2 though, and I think I'm just gonna pass the turn on that. Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
All right, sounds like a plan. I'll draw, stand by main. I'm just going to set a card, and oh, man, that doesn't feel great. But I think I'm just going to have to pass here. Your turn.
Ooh, that probably doesn't feel too great. I'll draw, and can we wrap this one up?
There's no way.
Might be able to. Well, I mean, this card helps for a start.
Oh, my God, bro. Yeah, that's A-okay.
All right, so let's see. It was a bottomless, and you set the accelerator. Okay. Yeah, I think we might be able to clean it up. Let's go for it. I'm going to activate recycling batteries.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go ahead and just get both 9 volts.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
Next, let's go ahead and bring out one of those 9 volts. Use the effect. We'll grab ourselves a fuel cell. I know it's lurking in here somewhere. There it is. So this is 4,400 I've got you on at this point. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and use the effect of Omega. I'm going to detach.
Sure.
And then I'm going to banish 2 thunders in the graveyard.
You have industrial
To
strength.
summon industrial strength, baby!
Strength,
Let's
man.
go! Hit it,
Unreal.
boys! Let's shock them up!
Man, now I'm jealous of your industrial strength, bro. It's strong. Goodness gracious. All right, game 2. Can't believe you're copping my style, bro. I started the Batteryman trend, dude. I knew that deck was real. Unfortunately, you do have it a little bit better than me. I know you have 1 charger, but you also have industrial strength, something I didn't have. I'm kind of jealous. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, and you know what? Industrial strength, and I did read this, doesn't target.
Yep.
So that might actually be very relevant for this matchup. We'll have to see.
We'll see how it goes. I think that I am going to opt to go second, though.
Really?
Yes, I do think the free card's going to matter a lot here. We'll see how it goes, though, okay?
Okay, that's an interesting call. We'll see how well it works for you, and God, judging by this hand, maybe it will work for you. All right, I'll set one and pass. Go ahead.
Sounds like a plan, bro. I'll draw, stand by main.
Yep.
I'm going to activate painful choice.
All right, yeah, after that first game, I probably deserved this. You're good.
It's fine.
You're
Okay.
good.
All right, I'm going to dump reload. I'm going to dump
It's like you have
Blaster.
Raigeki gauge.
Yeah,
It's so
weird.
good.
It's kind of good. I'm going to dump Blaster, and I'm going to dump Shell. All right.
Oh, you have shells.
Yep, your pick, bro.
Okay, this makes a little bit more sense now, because I'm like, if you're just playing this just to have Raigeki, I kind of don't hate it, but I also don't think it's very good. But the fact you have Shell now makes this a lot more interesting. Okay, well, I mean, Blaster doesn't matter because that's not going anywhere, and like reload also doesn't really matter all that much. I guess if all your reloads are gone, the shell in your hand doesn't really do much unless you can somehow get the reload back, and then you can't just add another one at this point. But I'm sure you probably have a way to discard it. I'll give you the shell, I guess.
Sure, I'll take it. No problem. Okay. I will set a card, and then I'll set 2. And I will just pass it over to you, Duelist. Go ahead.
You did not just set the shell. There's no way. My kingdom for a 9 volt in this hand, I feel like would all come together. I'm not in much of a rush. Go ahead.
Okay. During your main phase, still, I'm going to banish a Blaze Acceler reload.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to dump a Volcanic Shell.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can just get it that way, too.
All right.
So, didn't matter all that much.
My go?
Yep, you're good.
Draw. Stand by me. I will tribute Volcanic Scattershot, and I will summon
Scattershot in hand.
Manticore.
Okay, sure.
I'll go Battle Phase, and I'll poke for 22.
I'll take it.
All right, Duelist, your turn.
Let's draw. If we go like that, it's not fantastic. Well, it's nice to see the scatter shot again, so I don't have to worry about that. Pretty unfortunate on your end. I guess that play's probably okay. Yeah, let's give it a shot. All right, we'll heavy again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Geki break. Oh, that's pretty good.
That doesn't feel
I lost
great.
my emptiness, to be fair.
No, boo-hoo. Yeah, boo-hoo. I lost my oppression, bro.
I'm going to special summon Thrasher to the field.
Yep.
This is interesting because I didn't pull a single Kage to Kage.
That's
and
so funny. You really didn't pull any?
No, I didn't pull a single one. So Thrasher's basically like my next best Kage to Kage, let's say.
Okay, Thrasher's fine.
I'm going to normal summon AAA.
Yep.
And then we're going to make your favorite monster once more,
Yep.
I think.
Omega's
just to make it
pretty
a
good.
little difficult for you. Yeah, he's not bad, and he's also just large. And having that built-in protection is also kind of nice. Thinking if there's anything better, though, you got 3 cards in hand. I know one of them's just a shell, because it's what I gave you off of the painful choice. Don't know a lot about this deck, to be fair. So, yeah, we'll just go for the Omega. We'll play it safe.
Sure.
Let's go battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's fine. I mean, it's probably not long for this Earth anyway. I think you can protect this with its effect.
I cannot. It only protects from card effects, so I'm unfortunately going to lose that Manticore.
Oh, that's kind of lame.
It is a little bit lame, I'm not going to lie.
You had the shell in hand, too, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it would be nice.
I'll just go main 2, and I'll just pass it over.
Okay, before
Go
you
ahead.
exit your main phase 2, I'm going to activate both Blaze Accelerator reloads.
Okay.
I'm going to dump the last of the scatter shots here from my deck.
Okay. I still take damage from these, correct?
Sent
Sent to the graveyard, inflict 500 damage, yeah.
Oh,
Which
so
actually
you would take
means
the-
I should have taken 500 from before,
Yeah,
too.
so what are you
I'll
doing,
take
you
that now.
big fat cheater? Take the 15.
Excuse me. I thought it had to be set by card effect, to be fair.
Understandable.
but-
All right, I'll draw
Yeah.
for turn. Stand
See,
by.
reading. Look, everyone, we're reading cards.
Fascinating. All right, I'm going to activate... I think you kind of fucked up. I'm going to activate this blaster in my graveyard.
There's nothing I could do about
Yeah,
the
and I'm going to
blaster,
summon back Blasty
unfortunately.
Boy here. He's pretty good.
Sure. That's fine.
I'll go battle phase and I'll poke over your Omega. You
Yeah,
honest
so I'll
me,
take
I
the
swear to
full.
God, bro. I was gonna get so mad you honest me. Damage step, I'm still having flashbacks. That's good, bro. Main phase 2, I will just set a card and I'll set another back row and I'll end the turn. Go ahead.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, right?
Could you have imagined if that happened? That would have been amazing. Yeah, we'll go to main 1. As soon as I gave up the emptiness for the heavy storm, I knew blaster was going to be a problem. But I also didn't know if I was going to be able to stick Omega after 2 back row. And looking at them, I would not have done so. So I think I made the, I don't know if it was the correct call, but whatever. What the hell do we do now? The nice thing about those scatter shots and shells, they give you a lot of fodder for your blaster. That's pretty good. I remember when I was playing Battleman Boxer, I don't have blaster, but that would have been such a cool card to be able to throw in if I had it. That's
yeah.
the one Dragon Ruler I didn't get a single
That's
copy
so
of.
unfortunate for you, bud. I hate to hear it.
Well, I only got like 1 of each of them anyway, so it's not like it mattered that much. Man, you're right. I think I really did fuck up.
I don't know if you have it. I don't know your extra deck exactly, but Blaster coming back is just pretty difficult. I just don't know if Omega was the right choice to get into no back row, you know?
Yeah, well, I figured if you had any way to remove it, it would just be like, I already took out your ways to do any sort of like chain building, essentially. You set 1. I'm assuming that that's just your shell that I put in your hand. That sets you up for a tribute summon on the following turn. So I don't think I can afford to do nothing here. All right. I'm going to activate Battery Charger.
Sure, pay cost?
Yeah.
What do you summon? What are you targeting? Or does it
It
target?
doesn't target.
Yo, what? Monster Reborn that doesn't target? That's crazy. You only have 1 target, though. Go ahead. You can summon your triple.
I only have 1 target, yeah, so it's pretty obvious what I'm going for. Is the AAA fine?
Triple A's okay, yeah.
Okay, bring him out. I could do that, but that just loses to the blaster. You also still have your bottomless possibly in your deck, and that's pretty good. If I'm on that you have shell set, I actually don't think you can kill me just through AAA. Unless you have like removal and like another monster, which isn't unlikely, but I think that's a little bit better than me trying to play through anything. So I'll just pass on this.
All right, and I'm sorry, bud. You are unfortunately dead. Blaster comes
Figured.
back to hand, but that's not a problem.
Correct.
Stand by main. I'm going to tribute this shell for Hydra.
Okay.
I'm going to banish shell, scattershot, summon blaster, and then I'm going to flip this Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, pitch the shell,
Yep,
and
I
wrap
mean,
it up from there. Unless
to
you
be
got
fair,
Scorched Scarecrow.
I had a fuel cell, so like I could have tributed and like tried to attack, so you couldn't get the set. But then that lost to Wing Blast
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
and then I was still dead.
Yeah,
regardless.
I think
So
as soon as I got around your
figured-
1 Omega,
I figured
felt like
I
that.
tried to keep the resource.
I'll take it down, no problem, you know?
You know, Gage, I'm starting to see some of the shortcomings of this deck. Not the deck necessarily itself, but more of my specific build. I can talk about that at the end, of course.
You know,
once
you're
we,
not the
have a
only one.
winner,
You're not
but-
the only one seeing some shortcomings, bro. I don't know
Yeah.
if this deck is that great either, but looks like we're just the battle of bronze here. We're seeing what we can do.
I guess so. You were very excited to go second last time, so I actually think I'm going to go second this time.
I will. You know what? I'll happily go first, man. Not a problem to me.
Extra card could be pretty good. Good luck, buddy.
Could be good. Stand by main. I'm gonna start by activating Pog. Pot of Greed.
Pretty good, sure.
I'll draw 2. Well, let's get full knowledge. Let me see what you're cracking with.
Ooh, okay. This will give away. I think I think I have a guess what you're gonna go after here. Just a hunch.
Ooh, my. Ooh, my. You got some cards, bro. Holy shit.
Got a few. Got a few.
Man.
The nice thing is you can't break up a rank 4 play with Compy. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So what's your thought process? What do you think?
I'm thinking this is a lot of level 4 monsters in your hand here, and it looks like, regardless of what I'm pitching, it looks like you might get a dude here.
Possible. I thought you were just going to snap pick that heavy storm in my hand, since this is the 3rd game apparently I've drawn it in a row.
You might think I would, yeah, but I don't think I'm scared of the heavy, oddly enough.
Oh, so your hand must have just nothing in it then?
I do think what I'm terrified of the most right now, though, is it doesn't feel incredible. I do think that Photon Thrasher is the easy choice here.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
I can see the argument for it.
So Photon Thrasher is going to go to grave. I'm going to activate Hazy Pillar.
Okay.
And I'm gonna,
this is one of the key cards of the deck, if I remember.
I'm going to activate Hazy Pillar, and I'm going to summon Cerberus.
Sure. And it has its full attack power.
It sure does.
Correct.
From there, I'm just going to pass it over to you, man. Cerberus pass.
All right. I will draw. That's not too bad. Okay. So no back row unless you're just purposely not playing into the heavy storm, which after, you know, seeing my hand, I could understand why you wouldn't want to do that anyway. Cerberus is like a good lead because it will just get you a card at some point, so that's nice. I don't know what your deck is looking like, but I may have a suspicion for why you went for the Thrasher. There's more than one reason. The main reason you probably took it is because it's another light, where unfortunately Goblinburg is a crappy Earth of all
Yes, sir.
things. Because I don't have the Thrasher, I also can't go into Omega, which is obviously the best rank 4 I can make in most instances. Could also telegraph that you have something for that as well. So, like, I can clear the Cerberus, but I don't really know how good that is necessarily. It's the only thing I'm, like, slightly concerned with. I think just the biggest concern is probably, like, Stormforth for another Hazy Flame. I feel like that's probably the biggest issue, because the Hazy Flames can't get over Omega normally. I don't know if I can afford to just sit here and do nothing either. So let's go ahead and normal summon the Goblinburg, activate the effect.
Yep, Goblinburg's okay.
Okay, so we'll bring out the AAA that you know about. We'll switch him to defense. Let's go for, I don't know.
I don't even know what you're going to make, bro. I'm curious.
I don't know what I'm making either. I want to make one that's like a throwaway, but like I want it to at least still be like somewhat intimidating. So I'm trying to figure out like where that line is. I guess we'll go Ragna.
Yeah.
It's 2,400, so I mean it's big. We'll hit in. I'm not happy about it, but we'll do it.
400's okay. I'm going to get Cerberus effect.
I feel like if I did nothing on that board, I'd take a little bit too much damage, because 2,000 then plus whatever Hazy Flame you bring out is pretty good.
Okay, off of Cerberus, I'll pick up another pillar.
That's interesting. Okay, I'll just pass on that. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, I'll draw. Standby main. I'll just set a card. I'll use Pillar to summon a Hydra. Not quite big enough, but I will just pass it there.
Okay. And I will draw. I can hit into Hydra. Picked up another pillar because you know I have Storm in hand, so you can probably just keep the Hazy Flames coming.
Go ahead and heavy me, bro. Hit my Blaze Accelerator reload.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing, too. You could also just have Blaze Accelerator reload and, like, the Scatter Shot in hand on top of it. I'm pretty sure whatever it was, you just drew it for turn. I'm pretty sure I saw you set it like that. All right, we'll hit in.
Yep, I'll take 100.
Then main 2, I think I'll just chill here. Go ahead.
You are chilling. Standby main.
Drop down another one. Keep them coming.
You know what, Alex? I'm just going to pass it over to you. Go ahead, your turn.
That's interesting. Okay, we'll draw. Let's try to hit in.
24, yep.
Main 2, I'll set one, and I'll pass it over.
All right, I will draw. I'll set a card, and I will set a monster, and I will end the turn. Go ahead.
Setting a monster. Draw. All right, let's hit.
Sure.
I'm assuming this is either shell or scatter shot.
That's
yeah,
fine.
exactly.
It is scatter
Okay.
shot, and you're going to take 5.
Yes, I will take 5.
Oh my
We'll
god,
actually
so much
remember
damage,
this
bro.
time.
So much.
Main 2. Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
I'll draw. Stand
I'm
by
chilling.
main.
This Ragna Zero's not doing too good for you,
It's
is
definitely
it?
putting in some work. I'm not going to lie.
That 2,400 is actually important.
I'm going to use Hazy Pillar, and I'm going to normal summon
Sure.
Manticore.
Gonna pass?
I'm gonna pass. Bro, yeah, go ahead.
Is this bringing back those memories of
Goodness
the
gracious,
Dark
bro.
Worlds?
What is this game, dude?
All right, let's hit.
I'll activate,
Okay, finally got
and
something.
I will pitch. I'll pitch this pillar from my hand.
Spare pillar, huh? Yeah, that's pretty good. Do I let that resolve? Yeah, I do. All right, we'll go back to the extra deck.
Sure.
Head on over to main 2 and pitch the pillar, huh? What the hell else is in your hand, dude? I think I'll just throw a set down as well, and I'll pass it over.
Sounds like a plan. I'll draw. Stand by.
Got a nice little slow game going.
Yeah, a little snoozer going on here. Off a Hazy Pillar, I'll normal summon Hydra.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. I'll go Battle Phase.
Yeah.
22 into your microcell.
It is the microcell, so we'll flip, get the effect.
Yep.
Get that 9 volts. Get that going. And then, do we know if it works this way?
It does work this way.
If you can search.
Yeah.
You can search before you draw.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure. Okay. This goes to grave, but then you can stack the chain links in such a way so that you can search before you draw. So I will go digging. Let's go ahead and grab. I think I'll grab Charger.
Oh, all right.
And then I'll draw for the micro.
That's fine. And then I'm gonna kill the 9 volt. Get it out of here.
Get it out of here. Yeah,
right.
you're good.
And then main 2. I'm gonna exceed these 2.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make big chicken.
Okay,
and,
hold on. I gotta read
all
big
right.
chicken.
And we'll on summon a big chicken. The Hydra that's material is gonna allow it to trigger.
Big chicken. You trying to one up me with your big numbers here because you're 25?
Yeah, he's big. He's a big chicken.
So in response to the Hydra's activation, I'm going to book your big chicken because he doesn't gain the targeting protection until he has 4 or more materials.
Correct. So yeah, that's fine. Big chicken can get set. That's fine. So I'll get back my the other Hydra here. I'll just throw it on.
He has 3 materials.
And then he gets set with the book.
Yep. So then that technically means his 2,400 defense when I flip him up. Okay. It's not bad. That's pretty big for defense. And then his attack is 3,100. That's pretty good.
He's pretty chonging. I'll just I'll pass it over to you, dude. Go ahead.
All right, I'll draw. And let's see. Maybe we can wrap this one up. I'm not too sure. Let's heavy. You already know I have it.
Yep.
Bottomless. Okay. I thought it was reload the whole time, and I was kind of nervous, but then with Scattershock on, I wasn't as nervous anymore. Next, let's go ahead and activate the Monarch Stormforth.
Gross. Gross. Oh my god. Yeah, that's fine. All right.
Now it's making sense why I got this card, isn't it? We'll trigger the Charger effect. We can go ahead and grab ourselves a 9 volt effect. We can grab a fuel cell, and I think this is going to be game when we special summon out the fuel cell here.
That is going to be game, man. That is.
And I had the industrial strength for the 8,000 OTK too.
Unfortunate, bro, man. I can't believe you took my own strategy and used it against me. Dude, this deck.
I can't believe you played the Hazy Flame.
I know, I can't. In testing, they didn't seem too bad, but you want to know something? All 3 games I opened Scattershot, and I felt like it was the worst card in the deck. It was so bad, dude.
You did open it every game, and
it was
that is
awful.
really
and when you
bad.
draw the 1, it breaks the rest of them, too. The rest of them don't matter unless you open the Blaze Accelerator reload with it. But I don't know. I wanted to give it a shot. I felt with, Pot of Avarice, painful choice cards like that, it can't be too bad because, you have Microcell. All right, nice. You're too good. Man, I don't know, dude. Yeah, there was a lot of shortcomings with this Hazy deck now that I realized it. And you had Charger, too. Wow, your hand was cracked, bro.
My hand was cracked.
Your hand was
I just needed a 9 volt or a Charger to kind of set it all up. I drew the Stormforth the turn after you comfied me, and I just had no way to use it. I actually did side in copies of Mobius as well, just because you were playing some back row, but also just because I was also siding Zaborg because Zaborg is Thunder, so that could come up in this deck. Just because Industrial Strength can banish any Thunder, doesn't have to be a Batteryman, so I figured that might be pretty good. But Zaborg targets, and so even though he's 24, I just decided to take him, not put him in, but I put in the Mobiuses, giving me I think 4 Tribute Monsters, the 2 Mobius, the Charger, and the Fuel Cell, and that was really all there was.
I gotta be honest, bro. I was thinking after, for this episode with all the Edge Imp cards in it, I was almost 100% sure you were going to double back on Shadal's. I really didn't think you'd switch it up.
So I thought about it, and I also did in this episode pull a copy of Fright for Sheep. And if you read Sheep,
I pulled one too,
Sheep's
bro.
actually good.
Sheep is very
Sheep
good.
is the good thing about it is it doesn't require sabers; it requires chain, and chain is a common in this set. So I at least have 2. I don't know if I have a play set, but I remember seeing 2 at the bare minimum. And Sheep has a pretty good effect because if it gets destroyed, it just comes back with an extra 800 attack, putting it to 28.
Very good card.
And so it gives me another fusion card to actually do something with the Fluffle cards. My biggest fear was just complacency again, and I was worried that you were going to just side in a bunch of cards that were just going to hard counter Shadal.
I sure did.
Right?
I sure did. I had 7 extra deck cards devoted to stopping Shadal's. I had listen to this. I had non-fusion area, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, and a singular Royal Command. And I was like,
I saw you get that Royal Command in the previous pack
I was
pull,
like,
and I'm like,
And I thought for sure, I was talking with friends and everything. I was like, for sure, with the edge imps, I was like, there's no way he's going to see it, so it's going to be too good, and he's going to play it. And I was ready for you, and you came out, you little snake. You played Batteryman. I can't believe you. So what is your Batteryman?
Yeah.
How many industrial strength do you have?
I have 2 industrial strength, which that's actually what motivated me to play this. I wasn't going to, but when I was looking at everything, because the shortcomings of my deck are not just the fact that I only have 1 charger and 1 fuel cell, I also only have a single Mahunder and no pop.
Wow.
So I had to play stuff like Photon Thrasher and Goblinberg, and Goblinberg fucking sucks with these because they miss timing.
And they miss timing.
No, and they miss timing because he changes to defense after summoning, and both 9-volt and AAA are when effects, so they will not actually trigger. So aside from the fact it's not a light, that's already bad enough, but I figure if it's like turn 1, if I just go Goblinberg into like AAA, and I don't have like another AAA yet, that's not that bad, right? I can make a rank 4. It's like not the end of the world. So this is like the next best card I could find, because I also don't have any Kage to Kage either, which is just terrible. So, but there were some like strengths of it as well, right? I was able to play Honest. You did talk about this, and I did play it, but it did not come up, unfortunately. I never drew it, but it was in the deck, so you were mindful to be careful of it. And then, I mean, the fact you just get to play all these revival cards, right? You get to play, Battery Charger. You get to play. I was playing Limit Reverse. I thought you were crazy not playing Limit Reverse. I think that's so good in this deck.
I thought Limit Reverse was good, but the only good targets is like 9-volt's really good, sure. And then like that's about it. And like Battery Charger just allows you to be more flexible and play it on your turn, and then like summon.
My theory is it gives you another monster just to use, and that way you're able to just get more fodder on the field. Because when you're playing a deck like this, we just need to have as many level 4s as possible. I did also play a new card, and I realized after I already did the deck portion part that this is terrible. I pulled Powerful Rebirth, which is technically called a Haunted for me, but the problem is it raises the monster's level by 1. And I didn't realize that because I was just excited at the fact that I actually had a revival spell. And it just, I was going to take it out at some point, but it's nice too because I can revive anything, not just a Batteryman or something with 1,000 or less attack in the case of Limit Reverse. And I guess there's a rare instance where I could revive something and overlay it with Charger for like Shark Fortress. So that could come up, but I wasn't
What rarity
really
is
Powerful Rebirth?
What rarity is it?
It's a super rare.
Oh, okay, so you end
It's a
up
super
pulling
rare,
it.
yeah. Yeah, so, Oasis would have been nicer, obviously, but I'll take this. I was going to play something else anyway, and I don't know if I was going to play Powerful Rebirth in that deck, but I saw this, and I'm like, oh, it's another revival card. I'll just play that. And then I realize it ups the level, like, midway through game 1. I'm like, oh, this isn't good.
Yeah.
So.
As for pulls, did you get anything crazy in, like, your Astral packs or whatever?
Not really. I got 2 copies of Ceasefire in the Astral packs, which is, like, an okay side deck card. Nothing, like, too crazy, though. And for the main set, I got a Lose One Turn, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Not the best card, but it's okay. And then I also got, I think, a Zephyrathubin.
Oh, yeah, that's not whatever.
I think those were the only 2, like, ultra rares I got. And then I got the Powerful Rebirth. I got a couple of supers, but I don't think there was anything else, like, too crazy in this set. Did you get anything nuts? You're the pack opening king.
I am the pack opening king. I think I actually got some pretty cool pulls. Some things to consider for later. Out of the Astral pack, first one I opened, dude, I pulled Tour Guide.
No
Yeah, unfortunately,
way.
The big thing is I have, like, 0 playable Burning Abysses. So unless it comes up with Sangan or something that I want to play, I think Tour Guide's actually booty cheeks in my pool. In your pool, I think it would be insane. But Tour Guide was a pretty neat pool. And then as for the main set, get this. I pulled triple Void Vanishment. The super rare.
No way!
I pulled 3 of them. And I'm like, wait, this is like the best card for Infernoid because it searches all the Void spells and traps. The thing is, I don't think we get the good spells and traps. Like, there's the one trap card. What is the Void trap card called? The one that special summons like from your deck? Feast?
Feast is the one that's special. I don't think we have it
We don't have Feast yet. I don't know when we get Feast either. But like the fact that I have 3 Void Vanishment and I also have Void Seer from the set before, I might have something cooking up with Infernoid. The thing is, I know you have Harmadic. I don't think I got any of the nice super rares or anything like that. I might have a couple Petrulias and stuff, but that's something I'd have to look into. But with reasoning at 3, it's always a possibility. In Painful Choice, there might be something there. Decatron is in the
it's
next
also-
set too.
And it's weird though too, because it's like I feel Feast is specifically good because of Decatron and because of Onunku and Debiati, which we don't have any of.
Yep.
And so Banishment's really cool, but I don't know how good it is. I guess if you get like Imagination and Tierra later on and like Raging Tempest, like when we get to that point, I think, is that when those cards?
Oh god, I don't even remember.
But whatever. They're way. But if you get those cards, then you have a way to search Imagination, which then gets you to Tierra, and then that could be kind of scary. That's kind of a legit way to win the game. I was actually considering Infernoid for this match as well, but I didn't think because like you said, I have the Harma deck, I have 2 Patrulia, I don't know if you saw those either, and I have 3 of every common. So I think I have somewhere in the neighborhood of like 15 to 18 Infernoids. So I feel like that's a decent amount. And let's be real, like they're Dragon Rulers. Like they just keep coming back. A Tundle can hit twice. Saitsumas is nuts because it can like banish cards. And so I thought like the recurability of some of those would be pretty good. Like look, against this deck, I would just be able to keep hitting over all of these things because I don't care about targeting. I would just be able to just smack over them because they're just large. The problem is I wanted to get like just a few more Infernoids to really bring it together. I think I only have like 2 reasoning on top of it. So that also sucks. Monster Gate, I think, is limited right now. And I was also going to play like Needlebug Nest just to like go all in on it. I wasn't sure if it was good enough unless I had like enough names. So I was hoping to get more names this set. I did get the Shijets, but I didn't get like Deviati or like any other of the good cards. So it is what it is. I do think maybe there is something there with Infernoid though. Like it seems good enough just because those cards standalone are just really, really strong.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's something to look into. I know we get Decatron next set, and I have to look at when we get Void Feast, because I feel like the deck doesn't come together until we get Void Feast, because that card is just so bonkers. But Decatron also is very, very key. So, unless we get lucky with the Super Pull there, I don't even know if there's anything you can make it work. And like you said, too, we don't have a Nuklu or the other one there, which are with Deviati. Yeah, we don't have those ones, which those ones are extremely important to play any Infernoid strategy. But I don't know. The fact that they're just big dudes that keep coming back, like you said, not too bad.
Yeah, I purely just felt that for this deck specifically, having Batteryman BLS, as I've been calling him, is just, he's nuts. He's so
Industrial
good.
Strength is actually just insane, too. I gotta ask, did you play Short Circuit?
I did not play Short Circuit,
all right. No, when I was gonna play, I wanted to play Short Circuit so bad, but my friends talked me down from it. But Short Circuit, dude, look, count how many Batterymans you got right now. You had 3 when you killed me. You could have Short Circuit in me, bro. That'd be insane.
It would have been very funny. It would have been very funny. I don't know if it would have been good, but it would have been pretty funny. One of the weird things too about my deck though is because I was playing the Goblinbergs and the Thrashers, I actually could have made Blade Armor in this deck because they're all warriors. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that does. Yeah, that's a possibility.
And,
but you don't have Rhoda, bro. I'll keep the Rhoda to myself.
Don't have the Rhoda. Don't have the Rhoda. But I had played the Carbonla Warrior as the instant fusion target because then that way I have more access to the warriors if I could pull that off. But yeah.
Oh, man, Carbonla Warrior. I'm already seeing flashbacks to Magical Scientist.
Right, Magical Scientist. Yeah, right. But Gage, Clash of Rebellion is next episode. And you and I talked about this off camera. Clash of Rebellion actually has a lot of really, really good cards all across the rarity spectrum that I really think are almost going to be staples for some of these decks moving forward.
One of the most terrifying cards is actually in there, and it's only a common, Alex. Do you remember it?
I think I might have the feeling.
You want me to say it? It is, let's just say Poyo. Poyo, bro. It is Chicken Game.
I was about to say, your deck represents that card.
Oh, yeah, see the big chicken in my graveyard? That's the mascot, man. Chicken Game will be gaming probably next episode. I'm curious to see if you come up with anything gooberish with Chicken Game. I gotta be honest, I'm not looking forward to it. I hate that card, bro. I hated it back in the day.
I do too.
Hate it today. Yep. So let's see if maybe I'll make you angry next episode. We'll see. Bring back some more flashbacks.
Isn't that why people watch the progression series? Right? Is to watch one of us get angry by the end.
One of us suffer. Yep, they just watch us suffer.
What I'm looking most forward to, and this would significantly help out my deck, and which might be a reason for me to play it again, or maybe you to go back to it as well. The Perform Mages are in here.
Yeah.
And Trick Clown's a light gauge.
Trick Clown
and
is a
so
light.
is Damage Juggler. And so, to be fair, they're not like, Ma and Pa Hunter, but having a nice little clown engine to go with the Batterymen, I don't know. I think that's actually pretty hot. I think there could be something there with that.
I think there's a lot of different routes we can take with the next episode. I'm curious to see what you come up with, but I do think I have something already in mind. But so I'm going to try to build off of that. But I'm curious to see what you bring to the table next week. I wonder if you're going to go back to the dolls, or you're going to bring something completely new. I swear to God, if you end up playing Hazy Flames next episode, man, if you can, oh man, the funny thing is if you play Hazy's next episode and beat me, you're gonna keep beating me with my own decks, man. How embarrassing is that?
I think, funny enough, I think I do have one Basilatrice. So I have like the big chicken boss monster. I do not know what the rest of my Hazy Flame pulls look like. And the fact that I don't have Blaster, I don't know, Gabe. I might stay away from this one. You might have gotten me.
Right.
As much as I've been enjoying copying your decks and trying to beat you with them, I think I might let you off the hook for
Understandable. Understandable.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression Series. We have to shout out our patrons as always, so big shout outs to Shadow1317, Showtagonist, Sean Alling Jr., Cameron Smith, Joshua Schlee, and Gayoko, Tim00x3, Ika Iron Fang, Pony Stark, Ian Musa, Michael Dente, Dan the Man Hoban, Part 2 Synchro Guy, Mystic Walk, Inyo Taisho, Draconic, Dolly Wop, Dragon Lord, Jarvis Martin, Logan Thomas, Peter Gregory, Thomas Nelson, Jordan Coons, Calvin, Iron Bladesman, Pure Ace, Jesse Wood, True Nerdgasm, Cole T, Benjamin Fuller, Brother Paul, Chris Hood, Lumpy, Nehru Celeste, Shane Reese. We don't read our cards. That's a new one and very fitting. Thank you for that. David Liu, Rockley325, Lane Rogers, Brett Havey, Isidon, Gren Maju and Salad, Sky Rose, Dylan Hunter, Garthox DOW, John Two Base, Apathy Astro, Brody Eastwood, Dace Allen, and Flannel Daddy. Thank you all so much for watching the video, and we'll see you in Clash of Rebellion.